Dylan Black, you know what? New research has confirmed that family-owned businesses, well, they have a significant impact on Canada's economy. With details, we say hello right now to Susan St. Amand, who's with the Family Enterprise Xchange Foundation. Nice to have you here today.
Thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit about Family Enterprise Xchange Foundation?
Sure. The Family Enterprise Xchange Foundation supports the Family Enterprise Exchange, which is a national community of family enterprises, so family businesses, family philanthropic organizations, and specialized family enterprise advisors. And their focus is really on supporting families through research and education to be able to continue to be the economic drivers that they are. And also to support the information that's required for public policy and tax policy to help inspire and continue these generations of family businesses.
Okay, so family enterprise, I mean, it's pretty difficult to give an exact definition to it, but it's basically just, it's a family-owned business, correct?
It's a little more than a family-owned business. It's often the seed ground and ecosystem for entrepreneurs. So often it is a family business that has gone through many generations, and we've got a few different companies like that in the world, IKEA, Louis Vuitton, so there are some big ones. There are some very small ones. You've got Minto, the Greenberg family in Ottawa. You've got Len Peteshin's group and Steve Gordon from the regional group. So there are quite a few in and throughout that you can see have gone through generations. But also there are families where the business has been sold and they now have a philanthropic enterprise. And so the family as a group make decisions and work together to follow the family values through generations and continue to contribute. Okay.
Well, obviously, there's a vital role that family enterprises play in Canadian economic growth. Community well-being, obviously, so important. How vital is it to have these family enterprises?
Extremely vital, and I'm going to talk a little bit about small towns, because small towns in particular are dependent upon families that continue to have grocery stores there for them to buy their food, that have gas stations and hotels, to be able to, throughout this large, vast country that we have, to have communities that perhaps a large multinational or a foreign-owned company may not be interested in supporting.
Why is this new research coming out right now?
Because the Conference Board of Canada and the Family Enterprise Xchange Foundation, through its anecdotal thoughts, anecdotal information that they had from other people, knew that it was a big economic driver. And they thought, well, we need real good empirical evidence in order to be able to fruitfully through the generations provide the information that you need. And one of the key considerations is demographics and age demographics. We've got a huge shift of demographics. So many of the business owners now will be transferring their shares or passing away and having to do something with the family. We want these businesses to be able to continue. We want employment to continue, and we want the families to be able to continue.
Okay, let's talk about some of the findings. Maybe we just have time for a couple here, but is it true that they account for 63% of all private sector firms in Canada?
They do.
Wow.
From the small grocery store to the restaurant to the hairdresser, it's all over the place. Okay,
generating almost 50% of Canada's real GDP, and so we're talking about $574.6 billion.
That's right.
Wow.
That's right. All created by families who contribute to their communities.
Okay. And 47% of the people are employed in the private sector through family enterprise?
Yes. Yes, from teenagers to young children to elder people to people who are difficult to employ because they may have some health issues or some considerations that the family thinks about in their value system.
Okay. Maybe just, like I said, about a minute left here. You have a good example of a family enterprise that you'd like to talk to us about.
Yes. In 1857, two brothers came and immigrated to Canada and started a tailor shop in Kingston. The farmers couldn't actually pay for the suits that were being made for them, so they gave them grain in exchange. That company is still around as a family enterprise, privately owned, and they are now exporting in agriculture. They are now have their businesses in finance. They've got almost every segment of the economy in small communities and in large. Their head office is in Winnipeg, and they're called the James Richardson Group. So it's a real success story, as are many of the others.
You've shone a real light here today on Family Enterprise. And of course, a downloadable brochure available at your website. Susan, thank you very much for being here today.
Thank you.
Good work. And thank you for being here. Have a great day.